Welcome everyone to round 7 of the iRacing.com V8 Supercar official online series, proudly presented by the v8sonline Superstore, Direct Clutch Services and V8 Supercars fan group. Jay Kennedy back in the host chair this week, and very, very happy to be alongside me, Stephen Sandman Clark. G'day, Sandman.
G'day, Jay. Not as happy as I am to be next to you, bud. Good to have you back, and really looking forward to it. Round 7 at Watkins, Glen. It's proved to produce some really great racing the last couple of days, and I'm really looking forward to tonight.
Yeah, it should be a fantastic track. Really, really love this layout we're competing on tonight. We're racing on the classic layout, so think NASCAR, but without the bus stop chicane. Really long straight, doing about 280 when we hit the brakes into the carousel. Side-by-side racing, drafting everywhere, crashes galore. It's going to be a fantastic night.
You've thrown in the crashes galore?
Oh, we know it's going to happen. We know it's going to happen.
Around here, these guys are going to have their work cut out for them, and yeah, it's funny you've jinxed the field already, mate.
Yeah, endurance is an understatement here at this one. It's going to be an epic race, and I'm really looking forward to it. When we were penciling in the calendar for this season, this is one that we put the highlight on straight away, make it the middle of the season, 46 laps endurance round. Cannot wait. I'm so pumped for this one. Now, we have got joining us for a hot lap preview tonight, Lee Ellis from TTR. G'day, Lee.
Hello, guys. How's it going?
Good, mate. How are you enjoying this place this week?
Yeah, it's good. It's nice layout, nice drafting, nice everything, really. Nice. Just nice.
Nice.
And speaking of nice, your time's pretty nice too, mate. Sitting P6 overall for the moment, 107.704. So looks like you've gelled well with this layout.
Yeah, it's great. I did that lap. I screwed up the first sector. Oh no, the last 2 corners. So there's more in it, but you just need to find that drafting buddy, and just couldn't find that last session. But I'm pretty happy and pretty keen to get this race underway and see what happens.
Any thoughts on this in comparison to other layouts? We were briefly talking before, but what do you think of this layout?
Oh, it's great. It's better than the Boo. A lot better than the Boo. Never run the Boo. It's never.
I agree. I'm never a big fan of the boot. Just waiting for pictures to come through so you can start your hot lap, mate. So
yeah,
take it away, mate. Go for it.
Yeah, well, Watkins Glen, lovely track. Everyone knows about it. It's probably one of my favourite tracks out there. I can get this right. Last corner. Come on, get a nice run onto the front straight. Drop perfectly. Get it, but if not, it's all well. Just break before the 300 metre mark, down into third. And this corner here is a bit tricky, like that. But still, it's going good. This one here, I had a few mistakes coming up the S's. It was a lot of fun, and Madison has told me the right way to do it. Now the main straight, this is where it all happens. If you have the right running gear, you can definitely pass down the straight. Looks like I'm running on here, but you can definitely get up to 290 k's in draft and fire one down the inside if you're up alongside them. If not, good luck. Now coming onto here, another drafting place as well. You can gain another half tenth coming onto this straight here. Brake just after the shadow of the catch fence and catch the apex. That corner there is pretty bad if you want to go off onto it. Yeah, back onto this one. Don't power slide if you're leading, like that guy there. And yeah, that finishes a lap from Watkins Glen.
Hate to be the bearer of bad news, mate, but can you do another one? Because we didn't get any pictures through, so just keep going
lovely.
For a lap.
Okay. I'll do it again. I don't even know if I've got enough fuel, but we'll see what happens. Again, through the essence, nice drafting place. Stay right, cut the corner, apex right there. Nice, lovely drift just cause. You can get up to about 290 k's, which is great. 315 gear is probably the best one to use, but like right now I'm topping out. But yeah, there's really not much else I can say about this. Nice carousel. Not many corners to the track. I think a nice track to go off a lap on. But
you did the good lap. You've done the best track, I think.
Oh, you can call it the best track if you want, but it's definitely nice.
I'll put it out there. I'll put it out there. This is the best track. Yep. This is my favourite track,
Yeah,
other than maybe Barber.
I've never raced in Barber, but I do love this track. I've run many laps around here. Got a whole half a litre left of fuel.
That's all you need.
Man.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for doing 2
There you
laps
go.
tonight. That's the first time we've had 2 hot laps. Rookie error by our director as he's trying to teach new directors how to do it. That's how you don't do it.
It is the way to do it. I hope you enjoyed that lap. It's pretty average, but yeah, it was okay.
Nice work, mate. Now, for people who are probably new to iRacing or the V8 Supercar in general, what's probably one of the keys to getting around Watkins Glen as quick as you do?
Well, what? I don't know. A lot of laps, a hell of a lot of laps, and that's pretty much all it is. Like, I've done numerous laps this week, and plus all the previous seasons as well, but I know the track pretty off by heart. But laps, slow in, fast out, pretty much. Brake in a straight line, easy on the throttle. Yeah, about it. That's all I can really say. Just general, just easy. Don't go too fast into it. Just nice and slow, and off you go.
Now, you've actually had some pretty good results again this week. You're possibly pushing for a podium tonight in this main race.
Yeah, if I do it right. I was a bit lucky that Muggo crashed out, and same with Hammer, and I did get a decent pit stop, but finished 3rd last race. So hopefully, fingers crossed. Birthday tomorrow, 21 tomorrow. So fingers crossed I can good birthday luck into it.
Well, have a good birthday tomorrow, mate. We'll let you go and get ready for qualifying, and all the best, and we'll talk to you after.
Thank you.
Good luck, mate.
Thanks, Emin.
One thing we hadn't mentioned yet, Sam, of course, 46 laps, a long race. Pit stops tonight. Cannot wait for those.
Yeah, love a good pit stop to throw in a little bit of strategy. And it's been interesting actually to see how some of these guys have tackled pit stops, because there's people that have been going for the early option. You want to probably have about sort of in the vicinity of about 50 litres to get home. So there's people that have been diving in early, and some people have been going for the late option. So I know personally I've been sort of going for the earlier option, but it is interesting to see how that all plays out.
Yeah, also early option for me as well. Get some fresh tyres in that middle section of the race and then on from there. So pit window will open about lap 19 to 20 for the guys that are a little bit better on fuel economy, and you can push it right out to about lap 29. So not a big window, which I think will keep the racing a little bit closer as well, not having a massive pit window. But definitely a big gain can be made in the pits tonight, about a 20 to 22 second pit stop. So you feel like you're sitting there for an eternity watching the guys coming past you while you're in the lane.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's actually surprised me. Some of the guys have actually been able to save a bit of fuel and been in there a little bit shorter as far as pit stop length, because I noticed I pitted with a couple of guys last night and they actually left the box before I did. And I think that's got a lot to do sometimes with what gear ratio these guys are running. Lee touched on a little bit where you can have a 15 to a 25 rear end gear ratio, and that'll either have you bouncing off the rev limiter coming in towards the sweeper, or you've still got a bit more left in as far as kilometres per hour. So that can be a thirsty part of the game too. But like we said, different strategies will play out, and should be a good one.
Yep, really looking forward to it, and I think it will be something very different tonight from what we've seen in our usual endurance style rounds. It will be a lot closer than what we see at the likes of Phillip Island. Now, championship after last week. Fingers crossed we've got that on the screen. Justin Ruggie leading the championship after another good performance. Not able to win the main race, but he's just putting in good performances in the earlier races, which are enough to keep him in the championship lead of 141 points from Josh Muggleton. Madison Down shows how that 1 week with the bad round put him 260 points behind 2 bad rounds, sorry. Lee Day, 4th position, Marlon McMullen in 5th, Lee Ellis in 6th, Tony Autridge in 7th, Adrian Stratford in 8th, Michael Fabian 9th, and Rob Hartley in 10th. Now, isn't it good to see some new names in the top 10, Sam, man?
Certainly is brilliant. It just goes to show the strength of our series, and how's old Mr. Consistency up there, eh? Not grabbing a win, but leading the points, and I mean, that's brilliant. And no doubt, the pace that Justin's got under his belt each and every week, it's probably not too far away a win, but we're having a bit of a laugh in the commentary box, isn't it? As far as it could be a jinx with his personal sponsor. We hope that's not the case, though.
Yeah, good friends at V8 Supercars fan group. Whatever car they're sponsored, yet to have a win in the main race. So hopefully tonight, for their sake, they'll pick up a win, and Justin can continue with his championship lead for his sake. I guess the other guys will be trying their hardest to not let him get too far ahead before drop rounds start to come into play. If you're not overly familiar with how the championship runs, we're 6 rounds in, 6 rounds complete in a 12-round championship, but the best 8 point scoring rounds count towards the championship. So still a big chance for the guys, even back as far as 20th or 25th, to get right up there in the championship, and it will close up right down to the last race.
So the one thing that's impressed me this week, the times that guys have punched out in qualifying so far. Now, I may be wrong, but I think it was somewhere in the vicinity of 30 plus cars covered by less than a second to pole position. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, I had a look before. It's 34 cars within a second, and the top 50 cars separated by 1.25 seconds. That is amazing.
How crazy is that? I mean, far out. That's just brilliant. And that's the nature of this racetrack. There's not a lot to Watkins Glen without the bus stop chicane in the back straight. But, I mean, it's just a credit to the racetrack and the credit to the guys that take part in this series. I mean, that just goes to show just how incredibly close and just how good you have to put a lap together just to be anywhere up on the board.
Yeah, and this track also brings about the most number of casual drivers to the series as well. Consistently, this track brings about the most number of drivers to race each week. So we've had record-breaking numbers throughout the week racing this race. And tonight, I'm sure we'll see that again. We should hopefully see some new faces down in the lower splits who will be working their hardest to get up into this epic, amazing series that we've now had come about over the last couple of years.
Yeah, it really has taken off sort of in leaps and bounds, hasn't it? I know since I've joined the broadcast team, just like you touched on, the different names that are creeping up into the top splits is just incredible. And before in the day, it was sort of the top guys were in the top split, and it was, I won't say easy, but it was in somewhat ways it was a little bit easier to win in Division 2, Division 3. But now the talent that is coming through those ranks to try and everyone to get in the top split in Division 1, the cars are so fast and the drivers are so good. It's not as easy as it used to be to get a win in the lower divisions.
Yeah, it's a tough series to get a win. And I was saying before, it was 12 months ago since I had my last win. Been a long time since I had a race win. But yeah, it's not an easy series to win this one, even if you're in the lowest split races. Now we're only minutes away from qualifying. It looks like record numbers of guys signing up to do this final qualifying session too. So we might have mayhem out on the track for this last session. Now, before we get there, interesting to see, we do have a couple of extra names that we haven't seen race for a little while hanging around tonight. Renz Brookman has put down a few laps. He might be racing in this race tonight. Richie Stanaway makes a return again to the series. Also want to say a little bit of a shout out as well. Hello to Chad Chastain, who we were speaking to earlier. Chad not having the best of luck at the moment, so hello to Chad and all the best. Now, hopefully, he said, fingers crossed, he'll be trying to push for a return into this series again. Name we haven't talked about for a little while.
No, that's good. It's funny, isn't it? You get the bug when you race, and here sometimes things can get you down as far as work life and family life, and it's hard to get racing. But as soon as you're away from it, you're busting to get back, because you look at some of our broadcasts and you hear the guys talking about how the races have been and the results, and you're just itching to get back.
Yeah, you have a couple of weeks off, or you go away for a week, and you're like, oh, hang on, I've missed this so much. It's almost family-like when you want to go back and race every week. Need to catch up with all the guys again.
That's exactly right. I was itching at the bit when I had 6 weeks off. I wasn't real happy about that, but glad to be racing and chuffed with the top 10 sometimes now that it's been that long since I've raced.
Yeah, I've had a week away from the commentary box and I forget what I'm doing tonight. So but don't laugh, I'm not joking. He knows I'm not joking, by the way. He can tell. We're just waiting for pictures to come through from qualifying. We should, fingers crossed, get pictures through soon. We'll have 20 cars out on track for this final qualifying session. So 60 drivers have signed up to post a qualifying time. That's as many as we used to get for a race not long ago.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And like we touched on, qualifying's so incredibly close, so everyone knows that if they can get out there and just get half a tenth, they're going to shoot up a couple of positions. So everyone knows how important this last qualifying session is, and everyone's just taking that last opportunity to make the most of it.
If you're in the top 25 at the moment, a tenth will more than likely gain you 3 or 4 spots. That is how close this is at the moment. Now on screen at the moment, current pole sitter pulled this current pole time out at the last second of his last qualifying lap earlier tonight. So Richard Hampstead, current pole sitter. Another couple of guys back out on track we haven't seen for a while. John Emerson back out on track after a couple of weeks off. Picked up a win in the Grand Am Series on Thursday night, broadcast here on v8sonline.
That's another man who couldn't get the V8 bug out of his system. He said he was going to take a little bit of time off and concentrate on Grand Am, but it's good to see he's got the V8 bug back in him.
Lasted 2 weeks. Go to Josh Muggleton, who'd be the first driver to start a hot lap. Currently P4 for the week. We said now we've got our sector split times on the screen. Goal time that we're looking for in the first sector. Best time I've seen, I think, is 27.3. So anything under 27.5 in the first sector is a golden time.
And one thing I do like, just have a look at Muggo on the screen. If you have a quick look behind him, he's got his TTR teammate there, Troy Cox, who may be just trying to sniff a little bit of draft in this qualifying sector.
I have to do it 27.6 at the first sector for Muggo, so he's a little bit off the pace. Look at the freight train behind. There's 7 or 8 cars in this train. This will be what it looks like in the race too. There'll be cars behind each other the whole way down the field, trying to gain that tiny little bit of an advantage.
It was interesting watching the replay of last night's race, and the opening lap or two did look like something from Daytona or Talladega, the way the cars were all lined up and whizzing past some of the stationary cameras.
This is Matthew Hill coming to the line. This could be an improvement for Hill. No, just misses out by 5 100ths of a second, 48 1,000ths of a second away from his best lap. Amazing that such little time has made such a massive difference. Coming out of the lane here, this is what it'll be like in the race too. There'll be guys following each other like this coming out of the pits. There's a guy, Rob Hartley, on screen here. A bit of an issue in the early race. Very, very easy to do. We haven't seen it a lot this week, but I'm sure we will see it in this race. Downshifted 1 gear too many into the carousel and blew it up, dropping it back to third at 190. Won't work.
Bugger. Yeah, there's a couple of components in those cars that don't like that sort of thing.
Yeah. Number 1, an engine. Number 2, a gearbox. There's your couple. Yeah, the driver. Number 4, the team manager. Yeah, Madison down. He's trying to find a little bit of time. Look at the teamwork going on here as the guys swerve out of the way, realising there's cars on their hot laps. Marty Atkins coming through. We've got Muggleton leading the way from down at Cox, with Emerson and Hill behind, all trying to get a 5-car train to gain as much draft as they can. Atkins crosses the line. Well, that was only an outlap. That's interesting.
Wasn't much about on that outlap.
No, making sure they all got out of the way. He didn't want to give them any trouble to get in the fence. Madison. Madison loves this track, hates that wall at the edge there of turn 3. We used to name that Mad's Wall, didn't we, at one point?
Yeah, then I think he got the monkey off his back a little bit when he got a win here. I think it was last season possibly.
Yep.
So I think he's probably a little bit more comfortable with the joint now.
Good first sector as well, 27.4. This should be a good lap from down, and he's right up behind his teammate, getting good advantage down the straight. 22.5, that's good for the middle sector. It's really good, a good exit out of this final corner. That's a great exit. Crosses the line. Oh, and he's got it. It's pole position. That's a new pole position from Madison down. Takes it away with 13 minutes to go.
Fantastic lap.
That's a brilliant lap from Madison down. That, as you can see on screen, is now current pole position. Muggleton didn't get as big a gain from that train.
I think what you'll see now is Muggo was in front of Madison to put that lap together. So now I think we're doing a bit of a role reversal where you know, Madison will probably pull train a little bit now to get that drafted help for Muggo.
And Lee Ellis is also getting in on it now too. Go to Justin.
On a red on go, fast first
Yeah, not
sector,
wrong.
pretty average middle sector I think, and crosses the line,
Yeah.
107.703.
Still a pretty good lap, but not close enough. He's now still a 10th away from his best lap and 0.129 away from pole position. So that's enough in this race, in this field, to be a massive gap.
There's
This
a
freight
whole
train.
train here, TR and team all gathering up here just to try and suck a draft off each other.
What, 8 cars in this drafting pack? Now, I'm not going to jinx it, but if Madison hits the wall of the S's, what happens?
Hopefully Muggo turns and gets past them all.
Yeah, hopefully they all do, but Muggleton's probably a little bit too far away to get any real advantage. Oh, he's hit the fence.
And so is Lee Ellis. Big moment back there.
Oh,
Going to cause dramas for TTL cars. Oh, it's
got out of the way, Hilly's pulled out. Justin's off the track to try and get out of the way, and McMullen's made contact coming on the straight with the drivers trying to get out of the way. That was unfortunate for all those guys. That was amazing.
It's just a reaction, I think. All started when Muggo tapped the wall and Ellis went round. So
I caused that, I think. I'll claim it. We'll go to Brad Ryan. Brad a little bit off the pace this week, 108.2. Sean Kelly behind.
you make
107.6. Brad Ryan runs off the track to get out of the way and slams into the fence. You can hear him blowing up in the background. But Kelly, great first sector with that draft from Ryan. Really good second sector as well. Could we see Sean Kelly get an improvement here?
He's coming off the final turn. He had a good help down the... Oh, he's backed out of it.
No.
So he had a good help there with Brad Ryan down that back straight. Brad got right out of the way for him, but unfortunately just didn't have enough to put the lap together.
Now, just looking around the track, there's cars everywhere. No one knows if anyone's on a hot lap or on a slow lap. There's just cars parked on the side of the road, letting everyone else through. The only driver I can see. Looking now, big train between McMullen, Ellis, Ortridge, Stratford, and Emerson as well. It's a 5-car train about to start. Follow the leader behind Marlon McMullen. Ellis with a bit of a moment. Oh, Marlon.
He kept it off the fence, but that'll ruin that lap.
Yep, that's the end of that lap. Been really difficult there. The outside of that corner is...
He got it all coming into the start of those S's and he tagged the wall, so he's moved right out of the way.
I think the other guys will probably abort their lap as well. Autridge is moving out of the way, so Stratford and Emerson's trying to close up behind to get a bit of draft.
Emerson's going for us.
Yep. I think Emerson's lost a little bit of time though in that first sector. He might have to back out a little bit there. It's 2 tenths away. Stay with him though for this lap. Not a bad second sector, but I think he might be too far behind where he needs to be. Always
just a little bit
just
wide.
held it on the track, but that's the end of that lap. Now look at the freight train coming out of the pit lane. There's just cars everywhere.
They just want to draft, buddy.
Everyone's working together or against each other, I don't know. Justin Ruggie is starting his hot lap though. He's going out by himself. No help from any draft, he's just doing it alone.
You guys know we're not racing at Talladega.
They do know, I don't think they care. I think this is them trying to push for an oval race in the series next season.
This is how important
Race
we
off.
said about qualifying was because, you know, a tenth or two will jump you off so many watts each week. It's incredible.
Yeah, I don't think we're seeing qualifying mean as much as it has this week and as close as it is this week. Absolutely amazing to think that pretty much what we'll see in the race, the entire field will be separated by around a second, which is absolutely unthinkable. Have a look, if you could see down the back straight, look at them all trying to find a position, work out who their partner is to draft with. There's, what, 9 cars in this train?
Yeah. It's Madison Mount,
Down,
Lee Ellis, Tony Autridge, Adrian Stratford, Josh Muppleton, John Empton, Matty Hill, Lee Day, Marlon Mullen, and that's your draft pack.
Matthew Barron coming around the last corner trying to do his own lap. There's a few of these packs starting to form too. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this in this series before.
See who's close to really mate. Oh, looks like Lee Ellis has gone again through the S's, so he's
Yep.
all sorts of...
Oh, big crash, big crash.
Massive one, and his teammates involved, rolling down the back straight. Just crashed with qualifying. Wow!
And this is qualifying. What's it going to be like in the race?
Lee Ellis got it all wrong and no one
Wow.
had anywhere to go.
Bit of a comment coming through as we all deserve that. We I knew it was going to happen.
Wow.
And you said it only takes 1 weak link. Well, there it was. Awesome vision there.
It reminds me of Days of Thunder. Just smash your foot right to the floor and go through it.
Yep, all we need now is the pace car to come out. Someone can try and hit it. Now, at the front of that freight train while we were all having a bit of a laugh, Madison Down's actually broken his pole lap time again. He's now down to a 107.544, so he's improved it again. Fantastic lap from Madison, great first sector.
Brilliant. Yeah, he's not mucking about, and yeah, we didn't actually catch that lap because there was so much drama going on, but I don't think he had a draft buddy there because everyone was involved in the accident.
Yeah, he was leading the way there. A fantastic lap. We might see if we can go to Richard Hampstead. At the moment he's on a flying lap. Actually, I think Richard's doing a bit of race run prep at the moment. No, he's actually doing a qualifying lap. The Hampstead now back to P2. His lap time he would have done. You would have thought that was enough earlier coming into this session.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I noticed when I checked out qualifying times before the broadcast started, I thought, well, it was a pretty tidy lap, and I didn't know if anyone would be able to do it. But Madison's punched out a great number and actually beaten his lap again, well, punched on earlier. So I think that top right is not included.
looking through the top few guys, he is the only driver at the moment that out of the top few that have improved their time, and might as well do it to get pole position now. Justin Ruggie around the final quarter to start his flying lap with 4 minutes to go in the session now. Not long to go in this last attempt.
If he can just get on the tail of Lee Day, he's got his teammate Lee Day just in front of him, so hopefully he can just benefit a little bit down this back straight. Maybe Lee's not close enough.
Not a bad first split time, 27.4, that's right on it. So if he can gain a tiny little bit of an advantage down the straight, he's blown it up. Wow, he was committed going into the carousel, and I think he's flicked it back one gear too many. Said before that the cars don't like that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I haven't seen much of people blowing engines in that in the lead up to tonight. So it looks like everyone's having a real red hot go. They know how important these tenths of seconds are, and just really on the limit.
Yeah, this is dangerous. Stratford, Alice, Muggleton, and Down all forming another train to try this again. I think they've demoted Lee Ellis to the back of the pack. Sorry, Lee, but yeah, you're at the back this time. If you're going to take anyone out, you can take out the other teams. Emerson's starting to try and push on a little bit to close up on these guys too. So this will be their last real attempt at a hot lap. 2 minutes to go in the session, unless they pull out of it really early. Let's ride on board with Josh Muggleton. You can see how committed he is, especially coming up through the S's. Enjoy this, guys. A fully committed lap here from Muggleton. We thought he'd lost it there. Not enough. 107.8. You're going to have to push on and try another lap. No, that'll be the end of their session for those guys. Not enough time to come back around.
Actually, interesting bit of insight there with on board. It's sort of given me some insight as far as why these guys blowing engines. I heard him shoot. So I'm thinking going back to third and then quickly back to fourth.
Yeah, just to try and slow it down a bit more.
Yeah, so that's why these guys are having these engine dramas.
Now just noticed that Adrian Stratford had improved his time. So he doesn't improve his position, he's still currently P7, but he's improved his time, so would result in a way for this session, but all that for not much gain. Very good. Emerson and Hill now starting their final flying laps, their final attempt to get this improved position. Sound like someone just blew up there coming into turn one. It was Lee Ellis.
Yeah, Lee Ellis.
He's had a session to forget / remember.
You'll definitely make the highlights reel come the end of the season.
Yep. I think that's the Benny Hill highlights reel, isn't it? Emerson with a good first split time, as is Hill and Autridge as well. Autridge is one we need to watch here on this lap. Great first sector time. He needs to try and stick with these other guys ahead of him, not fall back too far as the checker flag is now out. Eventful qualifying session to say the least, and it's not over yet. With a really good second sector split time, but Autridge as well. He'll fly up through the timing sheets here, Autridge. Hilly doesn't quite improve his time, but Autridge does, and Autridge will gain 1 position. Yeah, I say he's flying up through the timesheets and he gains a spot. Last driver to come across the line will be Richard Hampstead. 14th in this session, but he's been out there doing race runs, so not really threatening the timesheet. He will start the race from P2. Eventful qualifying session to say the least, and a big mover for the first time in a long time. I think that's been the most entertaining qualifying session we've had in a long time, and probably the one that's meant the most.
Yeah, brilliant lap by Madison Down to grab pole position. Picked up what was it, a 10th or 2 there to grab pole. So great lap, and yeah, the carnage certainly made it interesting.
Understatement of the year. That was amazing. I loved it. Can we do that every week?
I'm sure we don't mind, but I think there's some team bosses that wouldn't be real impressed.
I could think of quite a few that won't be overly impressed if we do that every week. We'll run through what the actual top 10 for the race will be. Madison Down will start from pole position, getting pole in that session, 2 improved times to take pole from Richard Hampstead in 2nd position. Justin Ruggie will start from 3rd, Josh Muggleton in 4th, Sean Kelly in 5th, Lee Alice in 6th position, Adrian Stratford 7th, Renz Brookman in 8th position. Matthew Hill did gain a position. He will start from 9th, and Lee Day in 10th position. We will be back very, very shortly. You are watching v8sonline's live coverage of the iRacing.com V8 Supercar official online series, proudly presented by V8 Online Superstore, Direct Clutch Services, and V8 Supercars Fan Group.